Okay, this is ECU test day. I've got 5 in there. I know one of them is bad, and I think I marked it, but I purchased quite a few other ones, and the idea here is now we're going to test the ECUs and see which ones are good. Okay. I know the one that's currently on the test stand works. I ran it just the other day, so I'm not going to bother with retesting that. Instead, I'll set you up and you can follow along with the test. This video doesn't work out. We're going to see. So, let's find out. Power off. Power is off. ECU comes out. Let's see here. Should be a tab. You push this down. This one's good, so I'm going to put my good stack right over here. We'll start with this one. None of these have the sticker on it in the front that says, you know, don't use this. There was a model change where it says specifically, do not use this. Okay, that one's installed. Let's see if the engine starts up. It should start right up. Good. Power off. Remove. Why, Dave, do you have so many ECUs? You ask. Well, that would be because I run a stock electronic fuel injection system on my 280Z, and as I can't find a schematic for any of these things, I have no way of diagnosing or even checking or repairing one if they go bad. And without that, the only real option you have is replace ECU if there's a malfunction that, you know, it seems to be attributable to the ECU. And since these things aren't really being made anymore, this is my only option to have a whole bunch of spares. Okay, let's try another ECU, see if it'll start. Now they have something called a cold start enrichment, which is supposed to kick off when the thing runs for the first 5 minutes. I'm not too worried about all that kind of stuff. I just want to see if it starts, idles, and I can throttle it. Now I've got 3 good ECUs. Power always turned off. Remove the ECU. Put it off to the side. Okay, here's another one. Let's try this guy out. I know like I said, one of these I marked a long time ago with a B, bad. I think that one's coming up here in just a minute. Okay, here to click. Ah, this one, can you see that? B. I think that's the bad one, but let's try this one. Okay, that's 3 good ones so far. Come on, get me started. To remove these, there's a little metal clip here. You push this down with your thumb and then you kind of rotate it out. It's another good ECU. That's 4 good ones. Let's see how this one goes. I'd like to find, I don't know
if all ECUs have the high altitude compensation device ability built into them. I would like to look into that. If anybody knows anything about that, feel free to comment, okay? Last of the ones that I don't think I've tested this one, so let's see. The others I'm not sure, that's why I'm going through this process. Good to me, power off. Now this is the last one, and I believe this one is bad because I haven't marked this. So that's either that or my test stand wasn't proper at one point in time. But we're going to find out. B, let's find out. You notice all the other ones start up pretty quickly. This is the one I think fights me a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, see, what I think is running on there is the initial enrichment that takes place from the cold start injector, which isn't hooked up, so that's not true. Do I have that plugged in? I'm trying to see if I have it plugged in. I do have it plugged in, so maybe just run off that. We'll try it one more time, but I don't think this is going to work. I think the thermal time switch will cut in and not let it start up, but we'll see. Try it again. Yeah, there you go. That's an indicator of a bad ECU because it just simply won't run. Try it one more time. I'll try throttling it a little bit right after it starts. Yeah. Bad ECU. Okay. Okay, so this indeed is a bad ECU. What can I do with that? I have no idea. It's got a very nice case on it, so one of those is a really rusty case. Maybe I should just replace the case and call it a day. If I had the schematic for this, I would attempt to fix it. I've looked at it, I've opened it up. I mean, there's no obvious defects in any of the parts, like a burnt resistor or anything like that. There aren't any electrolytic capacitors. I looked at the solder traces, you know, looked at anything that looked funky. I have no idea why it doesn't work. It just doesn't, clearly. But I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 5 that do, not counting the one that's in the car. So I have 6 functional ECUs. Hopefully that'll be enough to get me through any problems I might ever run. I've also tested the, I don't know. I think I've swapped this distributor and tested another distributor in there. I've got a spare igniter there, ignition module. Obviously, I have good resistors for the fuel injection and a good. I believe there's a relay in here somewhere. Yeah, right there's a relay that works. So, you know. Anyway, that's Dave's testing, ECU testing service being utilized here. No, I'm just joking about that. I don't test ECUs for people. I just don't know how that would work out. But anyway, that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to pack all this stuff up now and put it back for a while. At some point, I'm going to have to make a decision what I want to do with this test stand and this engine. Obviously, it works. It's got oil and water in it. I checked the oil and water to see, you know, how it all looks. It all looks good. I don't know. Should I keep it on the stand and just come out here and crank this up every once, or should I just knowing that it works, take it all apart, drain the fluids, and just put the engine away for a rainy day? I don't know what to do. Anyway, that's all for now. I just wanted to put on record all my ECUs work except for the one that is marked with a B, and that's the one thing I really need to know for sure. Those can go on my, when I go on long trips, I always bring at least 2 ECUs. You never know, like I said, what could go wrong with them. Oh, my alternator. Here's my spare alternator. That's the new alternator that I bought when I was on my last trip when my alternator was acting funny. Some of my videos I talk about some weirdness is going on with the alternator. Traced it back to a defective alternator where it's not that I wasn't charging, it would overcharge. It would, I mean, it would pump out massive current into the battery and push the voltage up and, you know, possibly fry something. So I was lucky I didn't have a big issue. I was able to get a replacement alternator. But I ended up taking my original core one that came out in my very early videos. The alternator diode pack shorted out. I replaced the diode pack. That's what's in the car right now, and that's what I'm running on. I did some extensive tests to see how well it functions. I'm going to do some side-by-side comparisons where I check the charging ability at idle, under load with the refurbed Hitachi. I think it's a 50 amp rated alternator versus this is supposedly a 60 amp rated. It's a little bit different on the, I don't know if that's a Hitachi or not. It's a little bit different on the way the diode pack is set up in there. So anyway, more testing to come on that, but that's about it. As you can see, I'm in the process of refurbing the garage. I'm going to be getting the, just rearrange things a little bit, so more to come on that later when I get all that done. But I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. Thanks, bye.